While I decided to keep my focus on Imo State, the economic and almost physical strangulation of her people, the misappropriation of her resources, it will certainly amount to selfishness, if not apathy, on my part to ignore the prevailing political climate that has spurred untold barbarism and destruction as a result of the latest presidential election. Barbarism that has befallen our people, incited both directly and indirectly by individuals on their fellow Nigerians simply because of loss of election by General Buhari and directed so transparently toward Christians and Igbos in the north. Read Adam Sani Abdullahi 92 tweets if you dispute my claim. This young Muslim man suppresses none of his desire for Christian and Igbo lives and blood. Another Igbo young man, Justice Njoku, makes a noteworthy remark on his Facebook page. He questions the non-action by our Muslim siblings in the north during the previous election, when the same General Buhari accused Yar'Adua of rigging the election and stealing the presidency from him. The contrast in action by our northern siblings then and now cannot be overlooked. It begs the question, why? Why the double standard? You remained calm when Yar'Adua was alleged to have stolen the presidency, and why do you now resort to this mass killing and mayhem when President Jonathan won the election that was much more supervised than the previous? Is it fair? Is it your idea of a nation? When you are not in power, you incinerate the nation and people of a particular region to assuage your anger at losing. There are bound to be reprisals, and they're equally unfortunate. A tit for tat in bloodshed is an evil exercise. A part of me does not blame you, my northern siblings. It blames Igbos. It blames their leaders who will not take up the challenge of building up their region and completely abandon these northern states for good. Deny you the presence of these Igbos you use as sacrificial lambs. That you unleash your wrath over and over again without justification or provocation. The time to face up to this ugly attempt at extermination is overdue. To explore and dig out the fundamental forces that instigate you to these violent reactions toward a particular group of people. The time to seek a comprehensive solution and end once and for all the bold but sickening massacre of innocent Nigerian citizens at the drop of the hat. Our nation must rise up to confront this evil specter of politics. If we must endure as a nation, we are the cradle of our democracy and have a very long road to travel. That road cannot continue to be spilled with blood. It is by every measure unsustainable. It is unproductive and constitutes a guiding danger to our unity as a people and to our national security. It is not my intent or purpose to espouse the separatist ideology of Nigeria. A one and united nation is ideal, but given a choice between death and idealism, any sensible man or woman will choose life and abandon idealism. And Igbos are sensible and desire life. I call on our federal government, our national Congress, to impose strict penalties on crimes directed towards any Nigerian simply because of his or her ethnicity or religion, to allocate sizable resources to increase law enforcement personnel and equipment to police these notorious states. And if it calls for a permanent and overwhelming presence of both military and police forces, so be it. And if it calls for the imposition of a state of emergency, the cost is worthwhile. Oversensitivity toward one group of people in the midst of bloodshed and anarchy is dangerous. It's unfair and, above all, a very weak posture for any government. Lukewarm responses to decades of repeated acts of deadly violence against the people is unacceptable. Our leaders cannot continue to put politics, personal electoral victories, and success ahead and above conscience and common sense. They cannot continue to legitimize actions that are ungodly by being silent and indecisive. Political pandering is a prelude to our demise as a nation. No group of people should surrender their God-given right and responsibility to defend themselves. Our quest for one nation under one God has been challenged and threatened with this latest eruption of violence. Igbos and Christians cannot continue to take the brunt of undeserved violence. It is very unfortunate that many leaders have chosen the path of political expediency rather than stand up and demand a total accountability and lasting preventive actions. While the bodies of their people are littered in the streets and thoroughfares of many northern states, exposed to the elements, some are deferring their outrage for another space and time, a time when their political careers are no longer at stake. And as long as General Buhari postulates that he was cheated, his supporters will continue to simmer in anger and further perpetrate irreversible harm on their fellow Nigerians and our national psyche. If he is the great salvation and answer he has professed to be, he should unconditionally, with a profound and general spirit of statesmanship, concede defeat. More than enough blood has been shed for the sake of his ambition. And ambition, I hereby question its sincerity. Enough is enough. No nation ought to cater to one man's aspiration, nor implode for not meeting his demands. His intention to seek legal recourse only promotes continued divisiveness, anger, and hate, while prolonging the pain of many families who have lost loved ones and denying the nation the healing and closure it so desperately needs. Again, enough is enough. We must all truly consider the overall ramifications of a drawn-out conflict, our economy, and our unity. And may we remain one nation under one God. Thank you, and God bless you.